players. It's time for another riveting episode of Playing Stupid Games. How long are we supposed to wait?
Okay. This is Doubledeemuva with the Graduate News, and I am out on location, but you blow my mind. Hey players, how are y'all doing? This is Doubledeemuva. This is Tea Time with Double Dee. This will be my first recorded broadcast. I'm going to start recording daily news, I believe. I'm going to try to do it daily. As everyone knows, I've been experiencing some technical difficulties on TikTok, and this is something that I really enjoy doing. So I decided to put myself out there and record, some, I guess, I wouldn't call them podcasts, but I guess you would say episodes. Now for tonight, I'm going to call it Tea Time with Double Dee. I don't know if I'll change the name in the future, but for tonight, it will be Tea Time with Double Dee. You guys, I am so nervous. I'm hoping that you all will bear with me, understand that this is my first time actually being by myself, and this is also my first time recording this and doing something like this. The TikTok is rather different. I can fuck up and then and then come back and edit it, but with this it will be totally different, at least until I learn how to do stuff like that. Even though I'm a photographer, I don't do videos, so I don't know much about video editing, but this is something that I'm going to have to learn because I really enjoy giving you guys the news, and I'm really appreciative to every one of you that have supported me, came over to my YouTube, came over to my Facebook, came over to my Instagram. Since I've been going through all of this with TikTok, I'm hoping that I can continue doing this because I really, really enjoy doing it. And it's one of the better parts of my life other than my husband and children. So players, I really love you guys, and I hope that you all support me in this endeavor as well. I'm sure that you will, but this is something that I plan to do once a day, or at least once every few days, to just run down what stories meant a lot to me, and just give you some news. If there's something big, I'll do something, to something different. And this is, I don't want to rattle on about how I'm trying to figure out how to fit this into my regular life. As you all know, I work full time and I have my 2 children. So I have to figure out a way to do this. I don't have a huge house where I can just go and shut myself in a room and, and not have a lot of background noise. You guys know my children are not home this week. They're with my sister. This weekend they're with my sister. So it was convenient for me to come in here and do this now, but I don't know how it's going to be in the coming days. But I swear to you, I'm going to try to do something because I want to continue sharing my perspective and getting you all's perspective, and also building this platform and making it something great. So let's get into it, honey. Let's get into the shenanigans that have been going on. Friday, I posted a video, and I'm not sure if all of you saw it, regarding the House Freedom Caucus. This is something that was very important to me to talk about, and it was held on TikTok and never posted. I got a community guidelines violation for it on my backup account, Doubledeemuva85. It held and it got a community guidelines violation for hate speech, but it is available on my Instagram. But I'm just going to run this down to you really quick. So this is just a hot boo-boo shitty mess. So as we know, with the January 6th Select Committee, Nancy Pelosi has put an axe in in 2 of the Republicans. I'm calling them the Jims. This is Republican Representative Jim Jordan and Republican Representative Jim Banks. Well, after doing that, Kevin McCarthy said, well, if you don't want to put anybody on and seat these 2, then we're out of it completely. In fact, we're going to start our own committee to investigate what happened on January 6th, the insurrection. So he put a complete axe in it. Well, Nancy Pelosi said, we're going on with this. She really didn't respond a whole lot to him. She said, hey, we're going on with this, so you can do whatever the hell you want to do, but we're going on. So Kevin McCarthy was very upset, and I wanted to show you all a response that Kevin McCarthy had to this, and then I'm going to talk to you about the House Freedom Caucus. This is Kevin McCarthy on Thursday night.
Think about who she's objecting to. Jim Banks, who is a naval officer who defended our nation in Afghanistan and is chair of the largest conference, our caucus inside our conference. Jim Jordan, who is the ranking Republican on judiciary that has the jurisdiction over this, who has been on select committees. She decides that they're not worthy. Never in the history of Congress and the select committee, I checked with the historian, has this ever taken place where the one party decides who's all on the committee. Look, I don't like who she puts on, from Adam Schiff, who lied to the American public, Raskin, who wanted to impeach the president on day one, who objected to the electors about President Trump. But I respect her ability to do that. Why is Nancy Pelosi so afraid of the truth coming out? We cannot afford to have a speaker like this.
So that was Kevin McCarthy's bullshit response to Nancy Pelosi. He says that Jim Jordan is this and Jim Banks is that. We don't give a shit about any of that. And let me tell you why. Because Jim Jordan definitely participated in the incitement of the insurrection. And then when Jim Banks was appointed by Kevin McCarthy to the select committee, he made statements that were very concerning. Basically, he doesn't even want to investigate January 6th. He wants to go back to what they call last summer, which is after the murder of George Floyd. They all want to go back to that. They all refer to that. So the House Freedom Caucus gets wind of this malarkey that's going on. So they say, hey, we want to step in too. So what they did was they sent a letter to Kevin McCarthy asking for them to unseat Nancy Pelosi, that he needs to unseat Nancy Pelosi immediately for this egregious action. They said in this letter, and you guys later I'm going to find out how to display this stuff on the screen. I don't know now, so you're going to have to just take it this way. They said to Kevin McCarthy in this letter. They said, we, the House Freedom Caucus, respectfully request that you pursue the authorization of House Republican Conference pursuant of the conference rules to file and bring up privileged motion by July 31st, 2021 to vacate the chair and end Nancy Pelosi's authoritarian reign as the Speaker of the House. They said that Speaker Pelosi's tenure is destroying the House Republicans. Destroying the House of Representatives and our ability to faithfully represent the people we are here to serve. Speaker Pelosi has championed unconstitutional changes like allowing proxy voting, insulting security measures like metal detectors for members coming to the House floor. Child, I declare, what a fucking disgrace. First of all, Nancy Pelosi would not have to implement proxy voting if it wasn't for COVID. This was done after COVID. When COVID came in, we had a lot of House members that didn't want to wear masks, and I'm going to get to that. So, and then also it was more convenient to try to slow the spread, to not have all these people gather. So she implemented proxy voting, in which a lot of the Republicans actually took advantage of. If you remember back when Madison Cawthorn, Lauren Boebert, and I'm going to call him, Meathead Maddie, which is Madison Cawthorn, Lauren Bobblehead, which is Lauren Boebert, actually took advantage of proxy voting to attend a fucking Trump function. So we have a problem with proxy voting when it's instituted by Nancy Pelosi, but the Republicans are definitely going to take advantage of it. And there's been more instances than that, honey. That's just what I can think of on the top of my dome. And then we have him saying something about metal detectors. Well, if you didn't have members of Congress that allegedly participated in this insurrection or the incitement of the insurrection, and them bringing guns onto the House floor, and also them saying that they're going to bring their guns on the House floor, like Lauren Bobblehead, who had her gun in her purse and was going to bring it to the House floor. There have been several House members, Republicans, that are bringing guns to the House floor, and especially after the insurrection, a lot of the Congress members said that they weren't safe. You remember AOC said that she didn't feel safe. Cori Bush said that she didn't feel safe. And so much so that Cori Bush actually moved her office. So these rules that Nancy Pelosi instituted, it is a direct result of Republicans' bullshit. So I don't understand this malarkey with this letter. I love saying malarkey. I love to say that from Biden, but I don't understand this malarkey with this House of Representatives. But I'm going to tell you one thing. We're going to hit Nancy Pelosi on them, because nobody wants to deal with this crap. You know what they can do with that letter, because it's not worth the paper that it's printed on.
Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
That's exactly right, baby. Rip that shit to shreds, and it's not worth the paper that it was printed on. And actually, it was on loose leaf paper. You guys, this is just a hot boo boo shitty mess, and I'm definitely ready to see what comes out in the washing and the wrenching of this situation. Again, I will remind you all that the House Republicans are having their, the House Select Committee is actually having their first hearing on July 28th, and they're going to interview Capitol police officers. So I'll be watching that, and I'm definitely going to give a rundown of what happened during this first hearing. So we're going to switch gears here, and we're going to move on to my next subject that I want to talk about. I just want to give you guys a heads up that the mayor of New Orleans has actually joined in on her name is Mayor Latoya Cantrell. She has actually joined in on recommending masks. They're now recommending masks. I told you guys the other day, I believe it was Friday, that Philadelphia has also updated their guidelines to recommend masks. That would be stage 4, I believe, of the COVID, of the guidelines that we were going by. You remember when we were in stages? Well, they're now recommending that people wear masks. Wear a mask when out and about and stuff like that, because this Delta variant is getting out of control. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, and this was definitely said by Dr. Fauci when this Delta variant first came out. Dr. Fauci was the first one to say that we weren't out of the woods. People aren't getting vaccinated. That's supposed to prevent them from getting very, very sick and dying, and they're not doing it. And this Delta variant is going to be a motherfucker. That's what Dr. Fauci said, and apparently he wasn't lying. So just if you're in those cities, New Orleans and Philadelphia, and I recommend that you wear a mask. I still wear my mask. I feel like when I'm out and about, and I'm just going to encourage you to get vaccinated. And also, if that's something that you want to do, but I'm going to encourage you to get vaccinated, and I'm going to also encourage you to wear your mask when you're out and about, just to be safe, because we don't want to end up like people that are anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers. Speaking of people that are anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers, we have a radio host by the name of Phil Valentine, and he is not very fond of the vaccine. In fact, he has spent the better part of the year, well, after the development of the vaccine, trashing vaccines on his radio show. And this is actually a song that he made, and I'm not going to play it all, to trash the vaccine. It's called Vaxman, and I would love for you all to hear it.
Yeah, let me tell you how it will be, and I don't care if you agree, 'cause I'm the Vax Man. Yeah, I'm the Vax Man. If you don't like me,
child, a hot boo-boo shitty mess. You hear me? He spent so much time on that radio show bashing mask. It's a complete disgrace. Well, now Mr. Phil has been diagnosed with COVID-19. And he's not doing very well. So I would like for you all to take a look at this.
Right. I mean, everything was perfectly normal, and talking to him, exchanging text messages and everything else, and then all of a sudden I find out he's in the hospital and all of these other things. And so he is, you said, conscious. And so does he know? He must know how serious this is.
He does. He does indeed, and he is reflective on things as one might expect when you're staring down the barrel of something this serious. He knows he could die. He knows it, and he is determined for that not to happen. And as I say, he's somewhat introspective about as we all have considered, if we were ever faced with something like this, how would we react? What would we say? And people make promises. If I get out of this, so and so and so and so. But I think Phil is, first of all, is very regretful that he wasn't a more vocal advocate of the vaccination. If he had it to do over again, he would do it without hesitation. And for those listening, I know that if he were able to tell you this, he would tell you, go get vaccinated, quit worrying about the politics, quit worrying about the conspiracy theories, and go get the dadgum vaccination, and don't find yourself in the situation in which he finds himself.
Yeah. That has been the situation for a lot of anti-vaxxers, anti-maskers. They are regretful once they get into the situation where they contract COVID and they're in the hospital and they're sick. They're very regretful of not getting the vaccine. So again, I encourage you to get the vaccine, and I don't wish that upon anyone, and I actually would like to wish Phil a recovery, so that way possibly he will come back and encourage his listeners to go and get the vaccine, so they won't possibly go through what he has went through. I had COVID. If you all remember and been following me for a while, I had COVID back in November, and it was it's not like the flu, like they say it is. I mean, I could barely move. It was terrible. And to think of my children getting that, or my husband, that was even more terrible in itself, because I know how I felt and I didn't want them to feel that way. So when you think about getting vaccinated and weighing the pros and the cons, you also need to think about the people that are around you. So I actually hope that Phil gets better, so that he can come back and possibly encourage his listeners that he has steered away from the vaccine to go and get the vaccine, so that we can, in Biden's voice, build back better. So we're going to move on here and switch to the next gear. I would just like to let you all know that we have a situation here with R. Kelly. R. Kelly has actually he didn't get more charges, but there's a situation with R. Kelly that we need to discuss. R. Kelly is in trouble deep. He was already in trouble, but he's really in trouble deep. Apparently on Friday, prosecutors have unveiled claims of SC with an underage boy. This boy was 17 years old, and actually they have video footage of this. Back in December of 2006, R. Kelly allegedly videotaped this boy with himself and others, engaging with others. Got to be careful with my words, guys. But he engaged with others. So they have brought in new accusations, And this is in his New York sex trafficking case. They didn't reveal any new charges against R. Kelly, but they do want to introduce those tapes into evidence against R. Kelly. They want to actually play those tapes in the courtroom. He's facing charges of SA, kidnapping, racketeering, and that's related to people getting him underage victims. You know, I don't know if those people that got him these underage victims are facing charges. If they aren't, they should be, unless they've received some type of plea or some type of immunity based on them possibly testifying against R. Kelly. I don't think, if you have video evidence, I don't think deals like that need to be made. You know, these people really need to suffer the consequences if they did this, you know, because we have to say allegedly because he hasn't been found guilty yet. But that is the new charges that R. Kelly is, well, it's not any charges, but that's the new accusations against him that they have uncovered. They have videotapes of him engaging in activities with an underage boy, and also having this underage boy videotaped, underage boy engaged with others. They didn't say whether the other people were of age. It didn't say. I actually read it and it didn't say. So that's the update on R. Kelly. That's the, you know, R. Kelly is a sick person. R. Kelly needs to definitely serve time. They need to make sure they do this right. They need to button this up right, so that way we don't have a Bill Cosby situation where he gets let go on a technicality, because something definitely went wrong there. Now, let me say this. I will say that I don't believe that every person that, you know, that's alleging things, I'm going to take that back. R. Kelly, if something didn't go right there, but we're going to have to see how it plays out in court and see how it comes out in the Washington arraignment. And my ass is going to be watching, so I can come back and update you guys. Oh goodness, that was a sad story. In other New York news, New York has actually banned underage marriages. They're raising the age of consent to 18 years old. I didn't know this, but actually in New York, if you have the consent of an adult, you can actually get married at the age of 17. So they've actually raised that age to 18. You can no longer have the consent of an adult to get married. So that is definitely something I feel like needs to be done. Nobody needs to be getting married at, younger than 18. I mean, come on, 18 is a stretch. Who's mature enough to be getting married at 18? I know people do it, but shit. I know when I was 18, I was running wild and doing all kind of shit. I was in school having a good old funky time. So, it is what it is. I think 18 is appropriate. Shout out to Governor Cuomo for doing that. I think that's a good thing. So we'll get to the big news of the night. There's a couple of big newses of the night. So we have, as I stated earlier, we have COVID that's running rampant throughout the states. Every state is seeing an uptick in numbers, some states more than others. We know that Florida is one of them that has COVID cases coming out the ass. You hear me? And this Delta variant is running rampant in the state of Florida. But that didn't stop the state of Florida from having the Rolling Loud Festival this weekend. It actually started yesterday, the Rolling Loud Festival. It started yesterday, and they have acts like Lil Baby, Chick, Rick, I don't know these people, Playboy Cardi, ASAP Rocky, Kodak Black. I saw a picture of Rihanna there, honey, and it's at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And I'm telling you, this shit is huge. You hear me? It is huge. I want y'all to take a look at this while they out there running amok.
Go ahead and play that. Sing this shit. Hey, listen. Whoever sing this shit around.
Girl, a hot boo-boo shitty mess. They out there spreading COVID. Some of them ain't vaccinated, honey. Hell, it ain't no telling. They coming from all over. I seen people talking about they come from Of course, we know some of them come from Texas. Texas all over. And when me and my husband were, we're in Louisiana, when we were on the interstate earlier, we were wondering why the hell we were seeing all these Texas license plate in Florida and all these different, Texas, and we saw, there was a couple of other license plates that we saw. We were wondering, like, what the hell is going on around here? Why are we seeing all these out-of-state tags? And come to find out, honey, they headed their ass down to the festival to have a good old fucking time and contract COVID and swirl that shit on out in the air. They throwing them asses in a circle and they throwing COVID in a circle. You hear me? Because this is a hot boo boo shitty mess. So the mayor, Donella, has actually came out and asked them to, be safe, try to social distance. Good. Did you see that crowd? It ain't no social distancing in that crowd. They up in there like sardines, honey. They packed in there like sardines. So, child, we can expect to see a lot more damn cases of COVID. These people is going crazy. I'm telling y'all, we're going to get locked down again. But you know what's going to happen when we get locked down this time? They ain't going to give us no damn money. And they ain't going to put they ain't going to raise no unemployment. They ain't going to do none of that shit. You're going to be on your own this time. I'm telling you, just like they left you on your own for 9 months before they did anything, they're going to do the same thing this time, but it's going to be worse. This shit, these people don't want to get vaccinated. They don't want to do shit. They don't want to wear no mask. They don't want to do nothing. They just want to take their chances. Fuck who you hurt. Just take your chances. They all out there having a good old fucking time, honey. Of course, in Florida. Florida should have never done that dumbass shit, but I digress. Moving on to, we have another rally, Frumpy Dump, and the Turning Point USA, I believe it's called Turning Point Action. Turning Point Action has a rally tonight in Phoenix, Arizona. Child, I've been watching some of this bullshit that's coming up out of there, and I tell you, my stomach is hurting just looking at the crap. Well, first we had, before Frumpy Dump made his way down there, the Arizona Secretary of State, Katie Hobbs, told CNN, she said he needs to take his damn loss and accept it and move the hell on. I don't even know why he's coming here, damn it. I must say, I had to clutch my invisible damn pearls. I was like, damn, Katie, I know you don't like Frumpy Dump, but shit, you trying not to get reelected, ain't you? Child, I declare, because we have a candidate that's up against her for the Secretary of State, Michelle Ugenta. It's Ugenti, girl. Whatever. Y'all know I be fucking up people's names. I don't care. Y'all know what I mean. The candidate for Secretary of State. She voted against election integrity. And people are in Arizona, well, the Frumpy Dump tank sniffers in Arizona, they know about it, honey. So she tried to scurry her ass on down there to that rally and with the Frumpy Dump tank sniffers. And they wasn't having it. So this is what they did to her ass.
We the people. What? Sir, why don't you listen to what I have to say? Well, we the people, look, it's we the people who are empowered by our founding. Listen, fine, okay. I am running to be your next Secretary of State. I am going to win the primary. Thank you very much.
Y'all, that ass scurried out of there so damn fast. She almost ran into the damn wall. The damn Frumpy Dump taste sniffers said, boo, boo. They didn't want her ass up there, honey. She voted against election integrity. They knew about it, and they said, hell to the no. You need to get on out the stage. Look at her, y'all. She scurried on out of there. She should have held her finger up like this when my mama be going to the bathroom when she be at church. She be holding her finger up and be scurrying on out of there so fast, trying not to disturb the pastor during his sermon. That's the way she was looking. She was just missing her finger. She was scurrying so hard, she almost ran slap into that damn wall. Oh, Michelle, you poor little tink. I feel sorry for you. That's a hot boo shit mess. Well, honey, the Frumpy Dump tank sniffers was out in droves to see their leader, their leader, Frumpy Dump, to sniff his tank. and look, and I want y'all to see what they was looking at, looking like out there.
Open seat. They're going all over here.
It just looks stinking out there, y'all. Like, what the hell is that? Like, they was all out there wrapped up in the frumpy dump flags, trying to, stay out of the rain and all that kind of stuff, shouting no mask. I don't want to see any of them on the Raw story talking about, I should have took the vaccine, I should have wore a mask. They out there mocking masks and acting a fool. Child, what a hot boo-boo shitting mess. It was a lot of them there, though. I was shocked at how many, because normally Frumpy Dump, they probably was paid because it's Turning Point Action. They probably was paid to be out there. I don't know. Y'all know every time Frumpy Dump speak and there have to be people behind them, it always be the token black people back there. I can guarantee you that their asses was paid, but it was a lot of people there. It was a lot of people there this time. They came to hear their leader Frumpy Dump, and when I tell you he did what they wanted him to do, but this part here, y'all got to hear this shit.
Right. I mean, it was just everything was.
Oh shit, y'all! Wrong one.
You're way ahead of everybody. Running 24, sir. You're gonna win. And I say, wait a minute. I just won 6 months ago.
Look at him, yeah. Prophet don't say it. I just won, damn it. Y'all remember he's supposed to be back on August 18th, according to Mike Lindell. So he said he already won the election. Oh man, I am so sick of this man. I just don't know. I don't know what they gonna do with Frumpy Dump. I don't know how they gonna get rid of him. I don't know what's gonna go on. I don't think he's going to face any consequences for all this bullshit that he has kicked up for months. And I mean, for years, in fact. I just don't know what's going to happen. He has the nerve to stand up there and say he won 6 months ago. And the tape sniffers believe him. They believe him. That's the thing. Like, I didn't think that there was actual this many gullible ass people in the world that would just believe anything. But hunty, if they was to be found, Frumpy Dump was going to find their asses. And Frumpy Dump found them, and now they signed, sealed, and delivered right to his taint. Y'all, I declare, what a disgrace. So I'm going to keep on watching and see what comes out in the Washington, the Ranching Honey. I want y'all to come back and see me. Hopefully I can record another one of these tomorrow, because I'm going to tell you, I really like this. And I hope that y'all liked it too. Look at Jessica. This is Lulu Cha-Cha Jess. I hope that y'all really liked it too. I really enjoyed doing this. I was nervous as shit. If y'all probably see my chest pumping up and down because I was nervous, but I hope that y'all really enjoyed this little rundown that I have of the news, first time by myself. I really hope that y'all support me on this and spread it around to people who would like to hear the news and hear it with what they would say, because I'm saying what you're thinking. That's the way I wanted to feel. Maybe I should do something like that. Double D says what you're thinking. I'm going to think of something nifty to call this. But tonight is Tea Time with Double D. Thank y'all for coming and joining me for Tea Time with Double D. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to my YouTube if you have not. And make sure you come back and see me later. I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care. Bye.